We always imagine the future with all these sci-fi gadgets, flying cars, colonies on Mars. But what if the biggest change, the most incredible revolution, isn't happening out there, but right here, inside the very idea of a workday? So today, we're not just going to talk about the future, we're going to live it for a few minutes. So let me ask you something, and I want you to really let this sink in. What if your job, your entire career, wasn't about all the stuff you do? Forget the tasks, the reports you grind out, the code you push. What if it was all about asking the right questions? See, in the world we're about to step into, getting things done, that's the easy part. That's automated. But having a real insight, a spark of curiosity, well, that's everything. It's more human and way more valuable than ever before. Okay, to really get a feel for this, we need to see it. So let's jump forward. The year is 2040. We're in Lisbon. And the workday here, it doesn't start with that stressful commute we all know. It starts with something different. A seamless, almost effortless connection into a whole new way of working together. All right, meet Sofia. She's a senior project manager. But check this out. Her day doesn't start with her checking emails. It starts with Helios. Helios is her AI strategic partner. And while Sofia was sleeping, Helios was working. It crunched terabytes of data, scanned global trends, and basically wove this massive, complex web of information into one single beautiful brief waiting for her. And this is so much more than just a person using a cool new app. This is a true partnership, a symbiosis. The machine, Helios, takes all that insane chaos of data and makes sense of it. But it's Sophia, the human, who gives it what it can't create on its own, meaning. So as Sophia gets into her day, the whole concept of an office just disappears. Her first meeting of the day, it's not in some stuffy conference room. It's everywhere and nowhere all at once. I mean, forget about those 2D video grids we're all so tired of. Her team is dialed in from Tokyo, from São Paulo, all over the world. But they're not just little boxes on a screen. They're photorealistic avatars, standing together in a virtual space. And right there in the middle of them is a live 3D model of a client's supply chain that they can literally reach out and touch, moving things around with just a gesture. So you're probably wondering, how does this even work? Well, it all comes down to a concept called platformization. Basically, it's the death of 1,000 apps. No more jumping between different software. It's one single integrated world that connects the teams, the data, the workflows, everything. It makes this crazy advanced collaboration feel totally normal. And her team? It's not some fixed group of people. Later today, for just a couple of hours, one of the world's leading experts on green taxation from Singapore is going to pop in to help with the project. This is what's called the elastic workforce. It's like a Hollywood movie production. You pull together the absolute best people for the job, they do their magic, and then the team dissolves. The team is built around the problem, not some rigid company org chart. All right, but now comes the most important part of Sophia's day. The part that no AI can handle. The part that can't be outsourced. This is where the human element really shines. So Helios, her AI, has just created this huge, complex environmental, social, and governance report. And it's perfect. A total masterpiece of data. Every number is right, every factor is considered. By every objective measure, it is absolutely flawless. But then, Sophia's looking at it, and she sees something. Her intuition just fires. There's this tiny little spike in the data, something the algorithm just wrote off as, a statistical blip, just noise. But to Sophia, it's not noise. She sees a pattern, she senses there's a story there. And that's when she asks the one question Helios couldn't think to ask. She tells it to look at totally unrelated data. Traffic, weather patterns. She connects dots that the AI, in its logical perfection, could never see. And just like that, a tiny little error in the data becomes a huge, multi-million-dollar opportunity for the client. That is the human advantage. And look, this isn't just some nice-to-have philosophy. It's a lesson that was learned the hard way. Back in 2035, there was the great AI failure, a massive chain reaction of automated mistakes that almost took down the entire global financial system. And that event taught everyone a lesson they'd never forget. A qualified human in the loop isn't just a backup plan. It's the very thing that drives real value. So every single call Sophia makes, every insight she gives the green light to, it's all recorded on a distributed ledger. Think of it like an unhackable permanent record. It creates this unbreakable chain of accountability. And in a world filled with complex AI and black box algorithms, this system builds the single most important thing in business: trust. So if the work itself is changing this much, it makes you wonder, how do you even measure it? What does success even look like anymore?
Well, think about how we do it now. It's all about inputs, right? Hours billed, tasks checked off a list. The world of 2040 runs on something completely different: outcomes. It's not about being busy, it's about making an impact. The entire rulebook for work has been thrown out and rewritten from scratch.
It's really simple but profound. Your success isn't about the time you spend at a desk anymore. It's measured purely by the value you deliver. The clock doesn't define your worth. The impact you make does. And as Sophia wraps up her day, you can imagine her just reflecting on all of this. And her first big thought is, my value isn't in the answers. Helios can find the answers. My value is in the questions I ask. It's all about her curiosity and her intuition. Her next realization: in a world that runs on automation and code, the one thing that can't be coded is trust. The ability to build it, to earn it, to keep it. That's the most valuable human skill there is. It's the new currency. And finally, she gets it. A career isn't this predictable ladder you climb anymore. It's more like a wave you have to learn to ride. Success isn't about the knowledge you have stored in your head. It's about how fast you can learn something new, and maybe even more importantly, how fast you can unlearn what's no longer true. Adaptation isn't just a skill anymore. It's just how you have to be. Which brings it all back to us. Back to you. It leaves us with one really important question to think about. When the machines can do just about everything, what's left? What is that uniquely human thing that only you can bring to the table? In the world of 2040, what will be your value?